Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're recapping the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 15, Episode 10. I believe it was called The Healing Journey or Trip. The girls are getting messy on this trip, slowly but surely. That was a very good episode. It was a good kickoff for the second half of the season, a good mid-season start. This episode was not boring at all. We see all the ladies in a group scene together for the most part, which is what made everything interesting. But let's get into it. The ladies are attending a brunch hosted by Drew and Ralph. Before they go on to this trip, we see all the house has-beens together, making sure that their wives are getting good food. They're talking and chit-chatting all together and cooking with a chef for the ladies. That was a good scene as well, very enjoyable. I thought Ralph was doing a bit too much. I was asking myself, is this really for Drew or for some camera time? But I digress. The ladies all sit together after arriving one after the other and enjoy their brunch. I felt like the vibes between the ladies were good for the most part. We had some shade thrown around from Kenya to Marlo, from Sheree to Drew, but I feel like as I was reading the energy between Candy and Marlo, things are still rocky, but kinda softened up a bit, if I am not mistaken. I really felt that in that scene. Anyways, Drew talks about this lawsuit that she has going on, that she's been sued by this lady for $1,000, which is just, girl, stop. That is so unnecessary. You just want some pocket change. She was cooking for Drew, and Drew apparently found some hairs in the food, and she said, "No, ma'am," which, as we all would, I hope so, that we all would. Sheree throws around, well, is the chef behind me getting paid? And stuff like that. And if I were Sheree, I wouldn't throw stones at a glass house, because She by Sheree business is still acting funny sometimes. Sheree, allegedly, just saying. We find out that Marlo recognizes Kenya's little friend, special friend, situationship, Roy, from a date that they went on, and he actually slid into her DMs one time. Kenya was a bit too bitter, in my opinion, and a little too deep with the shade that was thrown at her. And the fact that she said, I don't need to pay, Roy doesn't need to pay to get Uchi. I was gagged, but I mean, there is bad blood between all of them. Marlo, Candy, and Kenya, so that's expected. The little vile energies between them. The girls wrap up their brunch. They leave. We see all of them individually getting ready for this trip, and they go to the airport, talk about how Drew's husband, Ralph, is auditioning for, what was it? A type of magic mic. Ralph is good looking-ish, but I wouldn't personally pay money to see him strip naked. Sorry, Ralph. Yeah. Kenya was throwing a little shade at Drew and said, well, I hope you know what he's up to, or she said something about like, aren't you worried what he's going to do in Vegas? And girl, of course she is. Drew even admitted to it in her confessionals. We all know Ralph, he is shady as shit. The girls arrive in Portugal after a horrific flight for Candy because she got some type of food poisoning, I believe. She was spending most of the time in the bathroom feeling sick, but the girls arrived. The hotel is beautiful. Sheree definitely picked something out that is very pretty, modern, beach, bougie vibes. All the ladies settle into their rooms. They are greeted with some champagne and some orange carrot juice, and they seem to be, all of them are settling in, talking about a few things. Candy and Kenya are talking about Marlo. Marlo and Sonia are talking about Kenya. And it's funny to me how Sonia is gossiping about the woman that has literally elevated her charity event. But I digress. The women are at dinner again at night in Portugal. They go out to this pretty restaurant, and Drew and Sheree just go at it. And little Miss, I'm on my healing journey, I'm on a spiritual healing vibe. Sheree was pressed. Sheree was pressed as and she cannot seem to let go of Drew saying stuff in an interview about She by Sheree and how things were confiscated at the reunion last season when she brought out the She by Sheree gifts. They try to talk. Drew can't really get out much because Sheree keeps on interrupting her and saying doesn't feel good, huh? And is being all pressed and petty to the point where Drew gets all choked up and starts crying. I felt bad for Drew. I wouldn't lose much sleep over it if I were her, because even Marlo, that is kind of Sheree's ally this season, said, girl, go worry about your guest that just ran off of the table, from the table, and look after her. And I have to give credit where credit is due. Good for Marlo for still, keeping Sheree together. Kenya said it, that she needs to be a better hostess. Candy jumped in. And yeah, that was pretty much the end of the episode. We see a little trailer for the trip, and we see definitely the affair and the lesbian alleged rumors coming in for the remainder of this trip. I am very much excited to see what else is going to be displayed next episode and the episodes until the reunion. We still have, I believe, 8 or 9 episodes to go, so I am seated. I am curious to see how everything plays out. Thank you guys for watching, and subscribe, and comment down below. Share your thoughts with me so we can discuss, and also if you have any recommendations on what I can talk about next for you guys, something that you're interested in, please comment down below. Thank you. Bye.